Hey everyone, relax. This is Tofop. I'm Charlie Wilson.
I'm Will Edison. Hello, and thank you for watching.
And it's time for letters.
We get letters. We get lots and lots of letters.
Letters. Yeah, that's right. It's been a while since we've got to the mailbag. Some of these date back to November of 1912.
What?
Before we even recorded the show.
Before we were born.
Someone was saying to me, someone that I met who was asking questions about podcasts, was like, oh, when did you guys start your podcast? And I said, 2010. And they were like,
That can't be
podcasting exists back
Shut
in
up.
2010. I was like, I know. That is we don't have many claims to fame on this show, but that is our one claim to fame. The longest continuously running podcast in Australia.
Yeah, well, comedy podcast in Australia.
Podcast. No, I mean, we'd be the longest. What name of a podcast?
I can't, but I imagine that there might still be something that is...
That we just don't know about.
Yeah,
Like an indie one.
yeah.
I can't imagine any like major like ABC or anything like that's gone longer than us.
Well, the ABC
There was
ones
no
wouldn't
one
have, because
doing
they weren't...
podcasts. The only people doing podcasts when we started were comedians. Were other like comedians
That we knew about.
No.
But it doesn't mean that there weren't people, like, say, in the tech industry. There might be some this long-running Australia... What does AI tell us if you Google what is Australia's
longest running podcast? If we don't even... But they also think our podcast stands for Two Old Farts on PCP.
Because it's so Tofop.
Apparently you host this show with Charlie Pickering, remember?
I know.
So
I'm not saying it'll give us accurate information. I'm just saying what information will it supply.
I think we have to be, if not the oldest, the longest continuously running. Even though I took a break for
But I kept it running.
You kept it running.
I kept the lights on.
Yeah, that's right. So
I was like
that counts.
I was like Sony, like having the rights to those Marvel characters.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you
just kept making
occasionally
stuff
have to make
that
something.
no one really
so I
wanted
kept
to
the
listen
copyright.
to.
It's like,
all right, yeah.
All right, keep the band alive.
I don't know if I believe this,
Uh-huh.
but apparently ABC's The Country Hour.
Oh yeah, but that's not a podcast. That started as a radio show, so that
Doesn't
well,
count.
I mean,
Doesn't
yes,
count.
but apparently it's
Hamish and Andy probably have been doing
Their
like
podcast.
pods.
Well, of course, yes,
But that
because
doesn't count.
But that doesn't count either because
No.
they started.
A
as
dedicated
radio
sorry,
show.
yeah. This has nothing.
Yeah.
So this is a terrible summary. It has nothing to do with podcasts. It's just like it's the longest radio show.
I mean, I assume then that this is the only time that the AI overview has just summarized something incorrectly. and
Could
given
we
us
get
bad
like an
information.
order of Australia at some point?
for what?
The longest running?
Services to podcasting.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we really have opened the door for countless other podcasts.
Have
if it
we?
wasn't for two brave, straight, white men taking over a media space.
we didn't take over any media spaces. That's the one thing that I will say. In a world where people take space from other people,
we didn't do that.
We went into an area where nobody was interested.
We just burrowed into a little nook somewhere and said, leave us alone. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about our weird little niche topics.
That's
here."
right. And eventually everything got so big around us that we've been gentrified out of our own.
No, I don't think we have though.
No.
I think like you go down one of the streets that has been gentrified, where they've
It's
and
all
there's still
brand new apartment
There's
blocks
some
and there's
old
one
Italian
older
guy
house.
who's been living in this
Here
house.
until we die.
He bought
Until we die.
He bought it for
We're not
$30,000
leaving.
and he refuses to trim the gardens or anything like that. That's us. We're that old guy. But it is the letters episode, and we love hearing
We love
from
getting
everyone. We have a
letters.
website. I mean, it feels so. I had a real moment of, I don't know if it's existential dread, but I was listening. I know you've got a couple of podcasts that you've been listening to for like 10 years plus, right?
Yes.
Like Yeah Dude and
Never Not Funny.
Never Not Funny. And so I've got a couple like those, like Tell 'em Steve Dave I've been listening to for 15 years. And I just had a moment where I was listening to them talk, and it's a very similar journey to ours, really. Like they, had a bump of popularity at one point, and now they've sort of settled into where they are, and they're about the same age as us. And they were just sort of talking about, the reason a lot of the reason they do the pod, they make a bit of money from Patreon and stuff, but a lot of the reason they do the pod is it's just a chance to catch up. It's like a more of a social event than anything. And I was listening to it and I was just like, oh, that parasocial relationship that I've had with these guys has forced me to look at my own, like as they have aged and gotten older. Because I went back and listened to like a really old episode, and I heard the distinct difference in terms of like vitality and interest and the stuff that that made them laugh back then, and then the kind of more middle-aged men they are now. And then I was like, but if they've gotten older, I've gotten older too. And then I just had this real sense of like, not hello darkness, but just like, oh man, like you just cannot stop. The time marches on, and we get caught up in the slipstream, and it's just an irrepressible journey towards.
When Adam and I did our like the Adam and Will reunion sort of tour, 20 years post us like doing our farewell tour. Every night we would stand on stage telling these stories about being young and going to music festivals and getting up to all sorts of nonsense, and you'd look out at the audience and think, who are all these old people? Where have all these old people come to? I mean, we're young, so how can all our audience be old people?
Have you ever gone to a high school reunion or anything like that?
Not
For a while.
Not for a while.
I haven't been to any of mine.
I had our school. Just recently, there was I won't go into the full details of this because it's just horrible, but just recently, there was a story in the paper. The headline was basically Australia's worst monster. And I was like, okay, I'm going to like just
Marty
have a
from the early Bird Show.
Yeah, Marty Monster.
Who is the real monster?
It was Cam Munster. And he was like, I'm a monster.
Not a monster.
It's completely different.
Sorry. Serious topic.
It's good to bring some levity to this before we get to the bits that aren't filled with levity, it was about this horror. Essentially, the article was a very interesting article about, so this victim has been lobbying to get the name of the person who perpetrated against her released. But the reason that he hadn't had it released is he's already in prison serving a 40-year sentence for another crime. But they wouldn't release his name because he still had other court cases and charges pending. Mm-hmm. And so it's a very interesting case from the point of view of like this victim saying, but I have the right for my, the person who did these crimes against me, for them to be named. And like, it's part of my, but obviously there's legal reasons why it couldn't happen. And it's a very complicated area. So anyway, this guy's been in prison, it turns out now, for 4 years or more of this 40-year sentence he already has, but he's got a bunch of other charges pending. And then you suddenly started reading through this thing. So he was a PE teacher at school. And he ended up doing these. I won't even go into the details because it's so gross what he did. But it was just he preyed on the most vulnerable and then abused them in horrible ways. And he was my PE teacher at school.
Right.
And it's so... He is a person who I have told stories about, like, post-school going. When you're always like, we had this one teacher who was all like,
Handsy
blah, 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 or whatever. Like, and it was like, and then you read, like, so I imagine, because in the timeline, in that thing, he'd already been moved on from a couple of schools by the time he got to my school. So I imagine there's probably women from my school who... I don't want to I don't even want it. It makes you speculate about these things though, who might have real bad memories about our school. There's never been a lot of enthusiasm. There was a few people who were enthusiastic about like having reunions, but there wasn't like ever a lot of enthusiasm. And I wonder, that's our third teacher that in similar circumstances we've had. I think for
two teachers in my in my high school, like it was a high percentage.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder if definitely it was easier to kind of, it was a less accountability and less oversight.
Right. Well,
right?
this story
and the
was
way,
like about him being moved on from school to school to school and then overseas and whatever. And you're like...
Moved on because of complaints.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy,
isn't it?
Like that someone's not held accountable. But that happened, it happened at my high school, happened in my local parish. I think the second biggest monster would have been, my parish priest. I think he's one of the largest sexual predators that's in history in Victoria. But what are we going to do? High school reunions. Oh yeah. So I haven't been to any, not through any circumstances and desire or whatever, but now it sort of got to the point where it's like I just had my 30-year reunion and I was like, I feel a bit weird because I have gone to Facebook and checked out the photos from the 20-year reunion.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm like, I don't really know who that person is. And Chambo, though, he's gone to every one of
Yeah.
them. And he always will report back and say, oh, so-and-so says, say, g'day and all that kind of stuff. But I always had this feeling of looking at these guys and, my memory of them is 18 years old. That's my most recent memory, maybe in the early 20s. But I sort of, apart from Chambo and a couple other guys, I sort of really moved on from high school and made new friends and moved into, moved cities and all that kind of stuff. So when I see these old men in these photos, I'm just like, that's me. That's me. I'm just in denial. I don't see that because I look at myself every day in the mirror. And so it's been a incremental aging. And probably for Gemma as well, she hasn't seen me get as old as these guys. But they would see me and they'd be like, oh, fuck, man, look at you. You're not you're squishy nosed, small eared Charlie Clausen. But it's just, it is who's the famous quote, you can never go home again? I do firmly believe that once I move on, I'm not sentimental about stuff. Once I move on from something, I don't ever really hang on to, even after Mum died, I've never really gone back to her her house, or haven't visited her grave or anything like that. It's just not something that kind of I holds value for me. I'm sort of very much live in the now or moving forward, but there is something about being reminded that you're not young anymore because you feel it's like you being on stage with Adam. You sort of feel that stuff. It's not, you got instant recall of these events, and it's so formative in your life. But then so much time has passed. So much time has passed between when you and I met. It's been 20+ years.
Yes.
Since we were, jogging on the beach in Bondi and stuff. And now it's, look at us in a studio, we can barely stand. Time is weird, right? The way we experience it. It's both a long time ago, but also very recent.
Yes, and also happens all at once in a quantum sense or something.
Yes, the box universe.
Yeah.
All time exists at once.
I mean, I can't think about those concepts because it just seems to me that we live our life in such a linear way. But then you do realize that, because when we went through the pandemic, I mean, as you call it, the scamdemic, but the pandemic, as Charlie's
You're wearing your face nappy, are you?
But when we suddenly didn't have those markers of time, the usual markers of time, I think since then we've been in this global disorientation, even more so than we had beforehand, of not really understanding how time works or how we mark time or how we consistently mark time.
And I think we're also very unforgiving on time passing as well. It's like when you haven't seen a celebrity in 10 years and then they make an appearance and you're like, oh my God, their hair's grey or they look old. And it's like, yeah, of course. No one is trapped in amber, but
I mean,
apart from Tom Cruise, he's done a good job of looking the same for the better part of it.
But he's trapped in Amber Heard, which is a whole different thing. She's suing him for it. It's fine. It's okay. So back before I got off social media, you'd get people occasionally commenting, oh, you've got old or you look old. And you're like, yeah.
It's called time.
Yeah, not much I can do about that. Well, there is things I can do about it, but in my opinion, they don't tend to work out better than just letting time do what time is doing. But yeah, I don't know what people really expect. Often you'll see on a news.com.au or whatever, it'll be like, you won't believe what this celebrity looks like now. And then you're like, oh no, that seems about right.
Yeah, that's kind of
they
what
look like them, but 25 years older than when I last saw them. I guess that is what they look like.
Yeah, and the issue is that there's certain people like a Keanu Reeves or whatever who they seem to look pretty much the same. And so
Liz Hurley.
Yes, I saw a photo of her the other day where I was like, she doesn't look hasn't aged at all.
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's filters and all kinds of shit going on there, but still, ostensibly, it looked like Liz. It wasn't like she looked like a Botox version of Liz Hurley. She looked like Liz Hurley. Who wants to be young forever, though? Not me. I just don't want to be in pain. Can I handle that? I don't have to look young. All the things that I'm noticing about my body breaking down, my eyesight, my joints, all that kind of stuff. if I could avoid that.
Yeah.
And people say that you can, but I don't believe
I don't think you can.
No, they are. There's people like, oh, this is why you got to do DDP yoga and all that kind of stuff. It helps, keeps your body like moving and limber and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it
But-
helps.
I mean, but I do go to the gym a lot and I'm sore
Yeah.
a lot and I stretch and I do all the things. And it's just like, I think just my body's saying, hey, I can't recover like I used to.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Old men
Old
complaining
men.
about their health.
All right.
That seems like a middle age. Do you reckon this podcast's not as sharp as it used to be? Oh, my knee hurts. I've got a sore hip. I can't chew my food like I used to.
This is from Elena. How do you pronounce Elena? Elena? Elena?
Yep.
Elena?
One of those two, probably. Alina?
Thanks, Elena. Hey, Will and Charlie. On this week's episode,
If you've got time to Alina, you've got time to a cleaner.
on this week's episode, Will loves
Love
Love
is Blind.
which was towards the end of 2025.
Yes.
Featured discussions of Kupiko candies, dating reality shows, taste as the preferred scent, and streaming trends.
Yes.
The intersection of all these things.
Korean. We've done this later. That's
Have we
why
done
I
it
know
before?
this, Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry. Oh god, I apologize. It's been about
Korean
6 weeks.
miniseries or something.
Oh shit!
They make
okay.
these miniseries and they've always got those candies in them.
Oh
and
yeah,
blah,
that's
blah,
exactly
blah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've covered that.
Yeah.
Did we do this one? Oh yeah, no, we've done that one. Sorry, I forgot to.
Letters. We don't have letters. We have not very many letters.
What I meant to do was unstar stuff
Yeah.
after I read them, but I forgot to do that. Okay,
Okay.
so what about this one?
All right.
What about this
What
one?
about it?
Oh God, did we do all power to Ricky Specs? Did we read that
I
letter?
reckon maybe. We
Rings a bell.
We definitely
Oh.
talked about Ricky Specs.
God, okay, all right. What about predictions? Did we? Oh, I feel like we did this one too.
Okay. This is going well so far. This
I
episode.
think
do
you
you
need to
think?
start
Oh no,
archiving
we
these.
haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't done this one.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Okay.
Letters.
As
We get letters.
We get lots and lots of letters. New letters.
The new letters that Charlie has not forgotten to empty out of the inbox. Okay. It's from Adam. Thanks heaps for reading my correspondence about. Oh, we have done this one, haven't we? Alf Stewart, where he makes predictions. He talks
Yeah.
about predictions we made in the
Yeah,
show.
we've done it.
Oh fuck me.
Done that
Letters.
too.
We get letters. We get lots and lots of letters
that we've read before.
Repeat edition.
Okay, how about this one?
Yeah.
This is a philosophy.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, God, this sounds familiar too.
Is it?
Okay, go on.
All right. Okay. Suggesting a few guests.
Yeah, who are the guests?
No, we've done that one.
Letters.
We get letters. We get lots and lots of letters. Oh
Letters.
boy. Okay, how
Yeah.
about this one?
Okay.
How about this one?
How about this one?
Okay. This is from Megan.
Yep.
I'm a bit nervous to read this in case we have read this. I'm
okay.
just pre-reading it in case we have.
All right.
Okay. All right. And
Yep.
okay, we talked about what the Urban Dictionary definition of ERU was. The
Everyone Relax Universe.
Did we?
Eru.
We talked about it in a previous episode, but this is her response because
Okay.
we were like, someone wrote in saying it's dirty, and we looked it up and we couldn't find any
Find the
dirty.
dirty.
You remember that?
Eru. Yep.
All right. Okay, but this is not that.
ERU. Okay.
Okay, this is from Megan.
Okay, Megan.
I just listened to the mailbag episode
Yeah.
from yesterday, last week, last month, 3 years ago. Scratch off whichever it is. It's December 2nd as I write this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just me, but
Uh-huh.
my number one search result for ERU resulted in the Urban Dictionary definition of hair on somebody's ass.
Hair on somebody's ass.
As in,
I don't
I spent
remember
4
this.
hours shaving my Eru last night.
Oh.
And she's given us a
So
little-
your hair on your ass is known as your Eru.
I don't know what that would be. She's given me the Urban
ERU.
Dictionary. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. Well, okay. So there's a couple of definitions. An Eru is a mystical person, like a guru or a leader. Eru.
Okay. An Eru.
John is an Eru.
Okay.
Or hair on somebody's ass.
Okay.
Or a guy says he has a small penis to hide the fact that he has. What? A guy that says he has a small penis to hide the fact that he has a small penis.
Oh, okay. So that's an e-rude.
Putting out on Front Street.
Yeah, okay.
Or you can be e-rude,
Oh.
as in E-R-U-E-D, e-rude, the abysmal pain crisis resulting from the constant stress and perpetual pressure of a student of e-rude feels on a daily basis of a semester. Sorry.
Oh,
So the
okay.
example used, the crisis makes the fallen victim consistently confused, unwary of
Don't care. So let's
Why
go,
does-
let's go back to e-rude.
why does Paul look so dead? He got e-rude. Well, that's so sad. I hope he graduates soon.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, back to, so it's either someone with a small penis covering for the small penis
And
by
then
owning it,
By saying I've got a small penis.
but
But then you're
hoping
like-
that people
people
like,
will be like,
he's being
"Ah."
ironic.
Yeah, that's right. Or at the very least, like when they see it, they're like, okay, well, I was warned.
Yeah. So the small penis definition came about in 2018.
Okay.
The eru, a hair on somebody's ass, dates back to 2004,
Oh, okay.
apparently.
Eru.
But what
Got to
would,
get rid of this Eru.
what would they be eru? Hairy ass eru. Extra resistant under hair.
Yeah.
Eru.
Eru.
Oh,
Eru.
I would give anything just to
Yes,
shave
it
my
is.
ass.
Oh, Eru.
And small penis eru?
Yeah.
The same pronunciation.
Eru.
Eru. A guy that says there's a small penis to hide the fact that he has a small penis. How game that for me? How does that go down?
Okay, well, let's have a conversation.
Okay, we're on a date.
Yeah, okay, we're on a date, you and I.
And on a
What's
date.
your name?
Charlie.
Okay, sure. Why not? It's a good girl's name as well.
No, I could be a
Oh,
guy.
okay, all right. Yeah, but we're on a date. I'm trying
Yeah.
to get in character.
Okay, all right. We're on a date.
Yep.
Okay, my name is Samantha,
Samantha.
the sluttiest of all the Sex in the City girls.
Oh, yeah, okay. I love Sex in the City, but only in small doses, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
I mean, I've got a tiny penis.
Okay, that's not. I don't understand how that would make me go. No. The context has got to be more like you got to be joking. You got to
Okay,
be.
you give me, like,
All right,
yeah.
give me a shot.
Yeah,
give me a
okay,
shot. We're on a
yeah,
date. We're on a date. So what's your body count? I'm gonna be more of one of those
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of like
okay.
alpha
What,
bros.
what do you mean?
What's your body count? How many guys you been with?
How many guys have I been with? Like, full on been with?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I want to intimidate you. So let me just say, I've got a small penis.
What? What?
I've got a small penis. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
I've got a small. Why are you doing? I said, I'm just saying, I don't want to intimidate you. You don't have to worry about it. I've got a small penis.
Oh, you know where I'm going to go?
What?
I'm going.
You're going where?
Leaving.
Why?
You.
What about?
Because of your small penis.
I don't really. No, I'm saying I have
Nah.
a small penis.
Well, it's a weird thing to bring up if you don't have one, so I'm out of here.
I don't understand how that can work. I don't know how Eru works.
Okay,
And there, James, you got any ideas?
give me one more
No.
go. All right.
All right, one
All
more.
right,
Okay. What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
Yes.
I
Hang on. Are you in the girl voice now or the boy?
What
Are you the boy or the girl?
No, I'm the boy. It's
Okay.
like- yeah.
So you went high.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was sorry. More important to me than work is recreation. You know, I like to cycle to work. Do you like to
Yeah.
cycle?
Yeah. I've got an e-bike.
Oh, you've got an e-bike?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got an e-route.
What does that mean?
Well, it means you've got a small penis.
So you're telling me you've got a small penis?
I mean, I wouldn't bring that up. But if I did bring it up, it'd only be a tiny little thing to bring up.
It's a tiny
Yeah,
thing.
I've
All
got
right.
a little thing to bring up between us.
I trust that your penis is normal to large.
Well, you know. How do you feel about disappointments?
I don't like them. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
like them. But
Yeah.
I'm not. Hey, you know what? It's not the size of the penis.
Okay, that's good.
It's the.
Because I've got a tiny
It's the size of the balls behind the
Oh,
penis.
okay. That's good. 'Cause
I like it.
I've got massive balls.
Well, I love a small
Yeah.
penis and large balls.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I've got.
Fantastic.
That's perfect.
Let's get married. She says, I'm not a doctor. So this is
Okay.
Megan finishes the letter. I'm not a doctor. However, I work on the support team for some GI doctors. So I guess Eru is up my alley. What's a GI
Okay.
doctor?
I don't know.
Genital
Incision.
infection? GI.
GI. Greg Inglis.
GI doctor.
Gastrointestinal
Oh.
specialist?
Okay.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it might be.
gastrointestinal.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All right, so the GI doctor. So I guess Eru is up my alley.
Oh.
Ugh.
I mean, if you've got some error up your alley, you do need to get involved with the gastro doctor.
Tofop keeps me laughing, so I can help the docs, help the people pooping. That's our worst one yet. Megan from the US. Oh, so it's from the US. It's Megan. It's
Yeah.
definitely
Megan.
Megan, not Megan. Megan.
Yeah, sorry, Megan.
Thank you for writing in. I still can't get over what it means, like the hairy ass thing. Like, that doesn't make any sense. This comes from Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some bad news for you fellas.
Oh, no.
AI robots
What?
can be funny. This is an article from The
Okay.
Guardian. Did you read
Mhm.
this when you're leafing through that lefty rag?
Maybe.
So this is from Tory Shepherd. The headline is, a robot walks into a bar. Can a Melbourne researcher get AI to do comedy?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know this?
Mm-hmm.
You're aware of this?
Mm-hmm.
You ever noticed?
Mm-hmm.
Machines can be funny when they mistakenly bump into things, but stand-up is a tough gig, even for humans. Robots can make humans laugh, mostly when they fall over, but a new research project is looking at whether robots using AI could ever be genuinely funny. If you ask ChatGPT for a funny joke, it will serve you up something that belongs in a Christmas cracker. For example, why don't skeletons fight each other?
Okay. Why don't skeletons fight each other? So they don't have a bone. They don't
That's
have a
right.
bone to pick with each other. They
They don't have the...
guts.
The University of Melbourne's Dr. Robert Walton, a Dean's Research Fellow in the Faculty of Fine Arts and Music, is taking a different approach to working out whether or not robots can do comedy.
Okay.
Thanks to an Australian Research Council grant of $500,000.
Oh my God! Someone's fucking got a grift going.
Totally. He will train
Can academics grift $500,000 out of the government?
He will train a swarm of robots in stand-up.
Oh, why?
And at least
There's
in
enough
the
stand-ups
beginning-
doing stand-up for competition already. We don't need to bring robots into stand-up.
And at least
Can they? Why should they? Is the question.
At least in the beginning, they won't use words.
No.
And this is from what's his name
Great.
again?
So
Dr. Robert.
everyone's going to clowning school now, even the fucking AI robots.
Dr. Robert says,
Going to Gaulier, fucking getting yelled at by a French man.
robots are good at making people laugh. They're humorous because they break and they bump into things, and so we're laughing at them.
Oh, God.
Dr. Walton says.
Dr. Walton says.
However,
Sure, those intelligent robots will love that we're laughing at them.
yeah, that's not going to be stored into
No.
their extremely large
Hive
and
mind
long-term memory
when the
bank.
killer robots come along.
You made fun of us. However, when they try and do something funny on purpose, it ain't so funny anymore. This is someone I assume with a PhD,
Yeah.
a Dean's Research Fellow saying ain't, using the word ain't. I don't trust him. We don't laugh at them because really deep down we don't believe they can be funny. Saturday Night Live's Tina Fey said exactly this at this year's Edinburgh Comedy Festival. AI is unable to be funny, she said. But what Walton is looking at is not AI based on text or large language models. He's going to start with non-verbal communication, something that has to be performed rather than written. The fundamentals of comedy, he says.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
This is
Why don't-
great.
No, that's
And
good.
academics.
Actually, this is good. I'll get my notebook
Yeah.
out and run me through what they are.
Pie, face.
Oh,
Banana
okay.
peel,
Yeah.
hole.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
The fundamentals of comedy, he says, are timing, reading the room, connection with the audience, along with physical comedy such as clowning. What would you add? Mother-in-law jokes?
I don't disagree. It's weird that he put timing as like the number one thing.
Well,
in
wouldn't it say
comedy.
most people would say that is the number one thing.
Well, I guess if
Comedy
you
is
take
timing.
out words, which is what he's taken out, I guess timing becomes.
Well, no, timing with words is also like how you deliver a line and when you deliver a line. That's all part of timing, isn't it?
Timing's very important, but I wouldn't say it was the number one.
What
most
would you say
important
is the
thing.
number one?
Words. So he's still missing that.
Okay, so his ensemble of about 10 robots, which will not be androids, but ground vehicles between 40 centimeters and 2 meters tall. That's a big variation.
Okay.
That's like anything from a lunchbox to a fridge.
Yeah, all right.
The only 2 units of measurement that I use.
Uh-huh.
Will work with humans to learn how to be funny visually in the first instance.
Why?
I don't know, but how is like a robot? Anyway, well, I guess we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll sense movement, the way a head tilts or when someone laughs.
Oh.
We're giving these systems more senses, like human senses,
Mm-hmm.
giving them ears, not just for listening for words, but for things like gaps between words
Mm-hmm.
and the rhythm of things, he says. He likens them to babies who don't yet know how to make sense of the inputs. It's like last week I was talking about Frankenstein. The sky. That'll be the robots. Audience, microphone. He likens them to babies who don't know how to make sense of the inputs. That's partly what we're trying to do with machine learning and AI, giving them more ways to sense and more ways to build a more holistic understanding of what it means to be in the world. But why? This is in stand-up comedy, really, that the connection between robot and the audience is so clear and there's so much feedback going on. Asked if he eventually will add voices, Walton says potentially. Depends on how we go. There is a tension
Depends
here.
on how much money I can grift out of the government. I think I could grift a lot more with voices
I
and words.
don't understand what the point of this is. Do you get it yet?
He would like some money. for his
$500,000 to put a toaster and a fridge on stage
Yeah.
and make them bump into each other.
Funny.
And they're recording. I mean, look, I think if I had to be very generous,
Yes.
I think
And
there
you
is
do. You have to be very generous.
very generous. I think there is something interesting in what are the metrics and science of comedy or the science of live performance. What are the specifics of how an audience reacts and how the performer adjusts their performance to that, the balance of physical to verbal comedy, all that kind of stuff. If I'm being very generous, that would be an interesting to read.
For what purpose?
Just for data, to have that information.
But doesn't it become, in that circumstance, like a save the cat or a whatever, where people start to go,
this is how you make it.
as opposed to, I have recognised.
There are formulas.
Yeah, I've looked at Jim Jeffries and I've looked at Leno and Woodley and I've looked at Celia Piccola and I've looked at like a mime and I've looked at, and then here are observations as opposed to
this is how you do
it. The blueprint for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any value to this.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I'm saying being very generous.
Okay, yeah, no, you are.
But
being
I
very
think
generous.
it could be
not as generous as the Australian government who've given him
$500,000 to put a toaster and a fridge on
toaster
stage.
is funny.
Walton's project is not about.
This is what a Sky News, like after dark,
Exactly.
behind the scenes meetings like.
They're transing our fridge.
They're putting a bloody toaster on stage to see if it's funnier than a fridge for $500,000 of taxpayers' money.
Walton's project is not about creating robots that will take over comedy
Thank
festivals.
God.
But about investigating whether believable comedy is something that robots can be taught
Why?
to better understand how machines might use both humor and manipulation,
Why?
and to better understand human-robot interactions and their risks and benefits.
Oh yeah.
The paradox at the heart of his work,
Okay.
Walton says, is that humor can be used to disarm a situation, but can also be used coercively.
No.
He says it might be interesting for comedians to work with robots with comedic timing.
It's true, actually.
But
Work
the
with
same techniques could be used, for example, by care robots that can learn to say the right thing at the right time to cheer people up. It's terminal.
I was going to say, I don't think
Your shit out of luck.
I don't think examining stand-up comedians is
To
the right way to
bedside
train that.
manner.
Am I dying or is that just you?
We should do that though. Why don't next record?
Yeah.
Why don't we put a toaster in my seat, James,
see
for
if
like
it's-
one episode?
Yeah.
Will does an episode of Tofop with a toaster to see how a
Toastfop.
comedian and a robot Toastfop. Oh my God, can we do that?
It's just me and a toaster
Yeah.
and some bread. I need some bread or some muffins or some whatever. And
Just
I can
one
just
bread
like
for yes,
pop.
two
Just
slices for no.
Yeah.
While I'm looking into this work of building belief in comedy performances by machines, I've got this other eye on what does it mean
Oh, yeah.
and how might this be used coercively, he says.
Great.
Many doubt whether...
Is he anti that, or he's like, I'm working on how I can use this to coerce people?
Well, many doubt whether the first step, making robots funny, is possible. At this year's G'day USA Arts Gala,
Oh, yeah.
Australian comedian and polymath Tim Minchin told the crowd that humans are interested in the agency of their fellow human behind the art, struggling, striving, making choices and errors. AI might come for the perfectible stuff, but never for our flaws, he says. Our flaws are our humanity. The director of the Melbourne Comedy Festival, Susan Provan, says what makes comedy enjoyable is the authentic human originality. A performer is bringing something only they can bring because they are bringing their individual lived experience to the material, she says. What's funny is something that comes from a moment, a magic moment, a pause, an interaction with an audience member, an idea that connects or doesn't connect. You'd be laughing at the robot stuffing up. That's what would be funny. Yeah. Well, okay, if I'm going to be super generous again.
Yeah, be super generous.
Okay, just say the Melbourne Comedy Festival, there is a stand-up show that is completely hosted by like a
An
humanoid,
AI, yeah.
AI-powered
Okay.
robot, whether or not it's a toaster or a humanoid. I think that it could be an entertaining...
Our host can make toast.
I think it could be an entertaining show in the sense that there'd still have to be a human element to it, right? Like it'd be like it's got some programmed. It's running like a game show or like some kind of hypotheticals or some kind of thing where you need human interaction, and then the way the audience responds to the questions being asked by the robot. I don't think the responses coming from the robot would be the entertaining part, but I could see it being something that could sell tickets. It's like, come to this, not humanoid, this AI stand-up show, but it's really more about...
Yeah, the AI is giving the prompts.
It's like a game show.
You can imagine like an improv show where the AI
Exactly.
is giving various
Yeah,
prompts.
or audience interaction, or or maybe it's got some biometrics that you get an audience member up on stage, they sit down, it registers their blood pressure
But okay.
and asks them kind of curly questions,
So, like, say you're Tom Gleeson, right?
Yep.
Hard quiz. Like, it's just a quiz show.
Aussie
But-
fast bowler.
But the reason that it is such a like iconic quiz show is not just because it's a quiz show, because the actual quiz elements of it are pretty similar to any other quiz elements. It's Tom's original personality. Is that something you could replicate? Like, you couldn't just program into an AI go, be mean like Tom Gleeson is mean, and it would work the same way, would it? Because isn't part of the reason it works for Tom to have such high status is partly because he's like a bald, redheaded guy who doesn't look like a high status guy. Like, it kind of all
the
works.
contradiction.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, if AI created a high status guy, that high status guy looks like a high status guy.
Could it be in the same way that a ventriloquist comedian like a David Straussman or Jeff Durham,
Jeff Dunham.
Probably one of the most popular comedians in the
Jeff
world. Don't know his
Foxworthy?
name. Yeah.
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah. So, but those guys, so the act there is I have a self-aware puppet on stage. It knows it's a puppet,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah. So I think that maybe potentially if you could program in some like pseudo self-awareness around the robot, like, that tickled my circuits or whatever, when it's like, that's a great
So
answer.
I guess my question that I come back to with all this stuff is like, why? Why are we trying to make robots more human rather than just like
making them more efficient robots?
they can be robots and we can continue to be humans?
Because I think we
I feel like the position of human is already taken.
because we love
We've got more candidates than we need
why
to be
don't
humans.
so why don't we just let dogs be dogs and cats be cats? We like to anthropomorphize things and make them so because we feel a stronger bond to
I
them.
feel like we're safer with the cats and the dogs than we are with the robots.
Oh yeah, because
So,
they
like-
don't have access to nuclear codes or anything like that.
Yeah.
But trust me, if Rosebud did,
Yeah.
she would have launched a long time ago. Feed me or
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think it is just a human nature. Like, even it's interesting. Like there's a range of toys now which all have AI capabilities. Like, interactive toys. Like it used to be Teddy Ruxpin when we were young. Now it's like you can get a toy that grows and learns, and its vocabulary increases, and it's the sophistication of the toy. The more data you give it, and there's a big campaign at the moment. Don't buy your children AI toys, because essentially you're just giving data and information about your family away for free. Like your privacy is being completely, especially for a child. Like, do you want some fucking corporation being able to? Some of these toys have like cameras in them. Some of them most
but
of them
if
have,
we can't trust corporations, who can we trust?
It's weird, right? But I think it's not. I don't think it is so unusual that we do that, or that people would be curious about harnessing this technology for entertainment purposes, because that's what always happens with.
Yeah, but why? What's the value in it?
It's cheaper. You can mass produce.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Why is it?
Anyone?
Why is
someone,
it cheap?
someone,
Why is it cheaper?
Someone who lacks talent or the work ethic to write jokes
Okay.
and dedicate themselves to a career in comedy can put on a show at the Melbourne Comedy Festival, because they've got an Android that they've chat GPT'd half an hour, and they might not sell tickets.
Why do they want to?
Because they love comedy. They want to be on stage.
Well,
but
if they
they're
love comedy,
too
wouldn't they want
gutless
to do
They're too scared to get
their
on
own
stage
show?
themselves. No, they're too scared. I'd rather just put this robot up
Robot.
on stage. Robot.
Well, that would be funny.
A giant
If
robot ass.
it was just an ass that spewed jokes, I'm suddenly coming around to this idea of like.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that is something a robot could do. If it was a big farting robot ass, there would at least be a subsection of the comedy community who'd be like, what's your favourite show at the comedy festival this year? Have you seen the giant AI farting ass? The robot.
If you had a choice between, like, these are your only two choices.
Okay.
You can go to see an art exhibition that's been painted by AI. Or you can go see an exhibition that's been painted by elephants in a refuse in a tire
100%
rescue.
elephants.
Really?
Yes.
But why? Do you feel like there's there's more of an expression coming from the elephants? That there's something more real about it?
Yes. I mean, yes, that is why, I guess. Yeah, that is exactly why. I do feel like the elephants are real.
Yeah, but
and
do
they
you
made
think?
a
But do
real
you think?
thing.
But yeah, but do you think the elephant?
And it's an individual
But
expression.
Is it though? Is it like
is.
do elephants express themselves artistically? Is the elephant not just picking up a brush and swirling it about as a thing to do? Do you think the elephant is trying to communicate?
Well, we didn't make the elephant.
What?
Like we made the AI.
I know,
We
but what
didn't
I'm trying to
make the
say is
elephant.
both of those things are creating art with no intent behind it. It is just a random sequence of brush strokes to create this piece. But we have a more affection. We have more affection for
I
an
guess for
elephant.
me, I'd be more impressed that an elephant, a thing that is not designed to paint a picture, can paint a picture than I am impressed that a thing that was designed to create a picture created a picture.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing about like a young child who doesn't necessarily have a concept of what art is. They are literally just playing with a paintbrush and expressing themselves and doing that. And then a elephant is doing the same thing.
No, I don't.
With these movements, and it's enjoying the process of.
I don't think so. I think a child is making. It might be more randomized, but a child is making specific choices about colors and shapes and all that kind of stuff.
Are we sure that the elephant isn't doing this?
I think we are. I think we're pretty sure
I think
that.
elephants are pretty intelligent.
Yeah, but I don't think
I know they never forget, famously.
and they love a peanut. But I think I don't. I think elephants, because there was a famous elephant artist for a while, Pablo Elifaso. No, there was an elephant. There was a brief fad in which people were buying artwork from this one. Can you look this up? I think there was a famous elephant artist. But then, like, biologist or whatever concluded that this elephant, it's just picking up a brush in the same way it'd pick up a sugar cane and have a look at it. It's not like the elephant wakes up with a brilliant idea and needs to get it out and express it. It's just like, this is a thing in my pen.
According to one biologist.
Well, no, according to the
To
study
one
that was done.
debunker who hates art, hates elephant art.
I just think that, like, for myself, if it was like, oh, hey, I think I'd be curious to see, just say this one a robot, like it's a computer with a robotic arm, and it's been programmed and it can recreate any masterwork.
Yeah.
I would be curious to see what that looked like. I think I would be more curious to see that than I would to see the random jabbings of paint. In fact, why don't we put it out to our audience?
Well,
Elephant or AI
Well,
exhibition?
I would counter the randomness because the overview here says elephants are
Ironically, this
exceptionally
overview was written by AI.
I know.
And
I
then
understand that.
then go to an elephant's overview and see what they say.
It's like, ironically, I can't
Considered
remember.
Among the smartest animals, demonstrating complex self-awareness, passing the mirror test, empathy,
Yeah, then-
advanced memory, problem-solving, tool use, and sophisticated social communication. And Ruby was the elephant who was painting.
That's right. Ruby.
Yep, she was a elephant from Thailand, and she was famous for creating paintings that sold for $25,000.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. But I thought the conclusion with her was that there was no. Maybe I misread that. That there was no. They felt like there was no intent from what she was doing. It wasn't like there was a consistency. And also that mirror test, I think, has been debunked as well. Do you know about the mirror test? So there's this idea that human beings, we're the only species that has self-awareness, that we see a reflection of ourselves and we
Know
recognize
that it's us.
that it's us. And so they set up a mirror in like a jungle or something like that, and all these animals came by. And they either think it's
another animal,
or they don't. They just can't perceive. They can't perceive what it is at all. But then there was this idea that no, elephants go up and they see themselves, and they. But I think what they found from doing that was that lots of animals can recognize that this must be because they see the reflections in water and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not as uncommon as people once thought.
Okay.
So if you have go on.
Can they pass the test that the AI has to pass to convince that it's human? What's that one called? What
The
do they call
Turing
the
test.
the Turing test?
Yeah. Do you want to have sex with this animal? is that the ex machina style thing? I'll send you to a bunker. A billionaire's going to send me to a bunker. Charlie, there's an elephant.
There's an elephant.
like we want you to talk to. Try not to have sex with it.
Could you please try to not stick your penis in its nose hole?
No guarantees.
No.
Okay. So where do we land on that? So you guys are both pro elephant artwork.
Well, I'm just saying I would have no interest in that either, to be honest.
Okay.
But I would be.
But you had to choose one.
If I had to choose one or the other, I'd choose the elephant.
What about you?
Elephant
If you-
every day.
If you say the AI, like,
Is that just a?
I'm
is
just
it-
like, I don't care.
Okay.
AI can make anything. Of course, it can make replicas of everything. I already know that is true. I don't need to see it. I want to see what an elephant paints. I would like to see elephants start doing art
Graffiti.
in the white. Yeah, Stampsy. Just doing little things popping up. And then we found all these little,
That's perfect. That's right.
and just little,
It's ironic.
and just like a footprint next to it.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, that's an original. That's a Stampsy.
An AI could make an image that is, one of the most beautiful
Yeah.
images that I've ever seen in my life,
Yeah.
and it still wouldn't matter because it's not
No.
coming from a place of human expression.
Yeah, but how's an animal's artwork coming from any place that's any more complex or interesting? Like, isn't it
it's
the
not.
same
It's-
randomness?
No, because one's not random. One's programmed. The
Yeah.
other one is more.
And the fact that, an animal that is not human
Is sentient.
is still producing something that is
Okay, what if
interesting and
AI
unique.
gets to a level where it's not just reproducing, where it's actually
Creating its own stuff that is
Yeah.
like, well, then we're fucked.
okay?
Yeah. All of us are fucked.
Yeah.
So,
I honestly don't think that's going to happen.
no, it's not going to happen. Fingers crossed. Ironically, we get wiped out by super intelligent elephants. Like, you made us do all of this painting and we've never forgotten it.
All right, last bit of mail
Okay.
before we do
Let
our
us-
final crack that pack. That was a good one. Thanks, Kerry. I forgot about that. I'm going to make sure I delete all these letters that we've read. so
Do you know
I'm not
what
gonna
those elephants in Thailand love to eat as a snack?
go- What?
Lettuce. They eat lettuce. It's been a long
Boo,
recording
bloody
day.
boo.
Try to see AI do that sort of comedy.
Okay, this is from
Uh-huh.
someone who calls themselves Spurtrend.
Oh, yes, Bertrand. Yep.
Hello, pack crackers.
Oh, yeah.
Appropriate. We read this one before we do our final crack that pack. The subject is, I think I did Tofop related party foul at my work breakup. What could that possibly
Well, I'm
mean?
going to say it's pack cracking related. Maybe it's like a biscuit.
Brought the wrong biscuits or
Yeah.
started an argument over biscuits.
Or which,
Or
like
someone-
started rating biscuits.
Yeah,
or
and someone's like, hey, that's my
Hey,
favorite.
yeah.
Okay. I was walking blankly through my work breakup
yeah.
the other day, eating a rice paper roll,
Oh.
looking for connection.
Okay.
When out of nowhere, I spied with my stupid fucking eye someone wearing an Everyone Relax t-shirt.
Oh, I mean,
We
high
did it.
five. Yeah, we did it. Okay.
You're a teabagger, I exclaimed with a mouth half full of
Yeah.
food. Blank looks all around.
Oh,
So, of course, I go again, you're a teabagger,
yeah.
and point to the t-shirt. Oh, the shirt, the guy weakly responds. No one relaxed, everyone confused. I then realized people are getting into things at different stages, or have people who buy them t-shirts that have a
Yeah.
cool phrase on them, and the language is a growing thing.
Yeah.
I did a lap and POQ'd, by the way. Tofop was named like that because of the show Fringe, and that's how far back I go. I think you got close when you were speaking about it recently. If you need a Tofop historian, I may have an opening in the future.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think there is a generation of people who have picked up our podcast in the Everyone Relax era?
Well, firstly, everyone relax. This is like, we've talked about everyone relax wear. The idea that you have a little brand on something White Fox style, like that says everyone relax, means that your brand can go to places where people don't even have a connection with the podcast in the first place,
It's
right?
just amazing that someone's wearing an Everyone Relax t-shirt, though, and
T-shirt.
have no idea what it refers to.
Well, they might
We
just
could be a white nationalist.
yeah, but they might just be like
organisation.
everyone relax.
Everyone relax.
Hey,
We're taking the country back.
yeah, good point. Actually,
No, I would like.
everyone relax. Stop wearing masks.
Like I've seen T-shirts with cool like slogans and stuff, or band T-shirts. There's
Yes.
one that or like Gemma was at a vintage fair and she sent me a photo of it, and I was like, let me just make sure it's not like there's like the lead singer hasn't been done for anything dodgy
Yeah,
or anything
I mean,
like
that's,
that.
that's a fair thing to Google these days, I think.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like it's a cool design. I just wanted to make sure that this band was like on the.
Let's
up and
go
up.
straight to the scandals section of their Wikipedia page.
Yeah. So I was surprised that someone would be wearing an Everyone, unless it was like an op shop purchase, which
Yes.
you know
Well,
we
it
have
could well
so
be.
many cool Fosdyke
Yeah,
t-shirts.
out and about in the wild.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Everyone Relax Wear coming soon. Thank you for all the letters. If you want to send us one, you can. everyonerelax.co. There's a little contact form down there. We're going to crack that pack
All right, one more time.
one more time.
Crack that pack.
Save the best for last.
Okay.
This is just of the month, which I believe is pistachio and
Oh.
white chocolate.
Okay, all right.
How do you feel about pistachio as a flavour?
I'm not.
We've sung the praises
Yeah.
of macadamia last week or week
Yeah.
before. I like a pistachio. I had my local bakery that we've sampled cookies from before does a dark, not a dark. It does like a what do you call it when the biscuit's brown too? Like a double choc cookie, like a chocolate cookie with. Sorry, sounding like I'm having a brain aneurysm.
Double choc, that'll do.
A double choc, like a chocolate cookie with a pistachio crumbled on top with a pistachio ganache, like a filling in the middle. And it's a fucking
The
outrageous. It's-
Dubai chocolate style.
What's
That's that
that?
new. It was an internet trend, and it's that pistachio and like chocolatey. It's everywhere.
Oh,
now.
is that right?
Yeah, that's the.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a viral chocolate bar that went.
All right. So this is, I've got nothing on that. Oh, hang on. I might just break off a bit. Is there filling? No, there's no filling. Okay.
It's white chocolate, pistachios.
But there's no filling in there.
No, it doesn't seem to be, or at least we haven't got in that far for the. I like it. It's not like blowing my mind,
No.
but it's nice. It's a nice, just like a. It's like it has that same vibe of like a macadamia white chocolate
Yeah.
sort of, slightly different. It could probably have more pistachio for me
What I admire.
in the flavour.
I agree. What I admire about the Cookie Factory, available at South Melbourne Markets, not a sponsor, is that they have restraint. They never go too nuts. Like a lot of these sort of chunky cookie places, they put too much in.
Always more is more.
Yeah, they're restrained. Like that is just a good quality bicky. with right amount of sweetness. Because white
The
chocolate.
problem with like us today is having 4 from the same place and them all being kind of on
Similar
the
quality.
sweeter side. I mean, over this month, which is definitely March or whatever.
I think it's April by now, to be
It's
honest.
April,
Yeah, it's
It's
April.
April. Fucking hell. I can't even keep track.
It's good that we're having the flavour of the month biscuit.
We wouldn't even be here in April. Like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of shit happening right now when we're recording.
Yeah, we're doing a letter segment about AI comedy where like 90% of the comedy festival shows are now AI because it's advanced so much in that time. I think I would have liked this one a lot more than I've probably liked it if I'd had it as the first one of the day. Because, I think by now I'm just getting sick of like that sort of sweet cookie flavour that we've had like a lot of today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because it's all. That's the thing, right? Because 3 out of the 4 cookies we've had have all been that white flour.
Yeah, that sort of base.
Vanilla-y.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I
And
think
after
you're
a
right.
while, you just get that same
Can't
sort of,
taste
it's just
anything.
variations on the theme.
You know, it's funny, like, I've got a sweet tooth. Iona's got a sweet tooth, and Gemma doesn't. So whenever Iona is like hankering for a bit of a treat, like I'm the guy she comes to, I'm your pusher. And we went to this, there's a fancy bakery in Alstonville. Like it's a really, it's a new one. I think it's a couple from Melbourne have come up and they just make these elaborate like cakes and all this kind of stuff. So I went out there and she got like the most elaborate like cream icing, chocolate sprinkles. It was just this incredible like slice of cake type thing. And she was like, "Can I have that?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. It's Christmas, whatever, like, indulge." And so she ate it and I watched her eat it. And then she sort of stopped and looked at me and was like, "I don't feel very good." And she's like, that was too sweet. And like for the first time ever as a kid, because kids can just like eat so much sugar, but she's like, "No, I think that's too much sugar." I'm like, yeah, there is such a thing. It's good that you learn now. I'm glad I've made her smoke a whole pack of cigarettes.
Yeah,
so
I'm
she
going to make
knows.
you eat that entire cake.
Yeah. So you know what that sickly feeling of too much sugar, where it's just like, oh no, you feel a bit sweaty.
Yeah,
feel a
but the
bit-
good thing about sugar is that once you've like gone to that hole, then you're just like, oh yeah, but I do just need to keep taking some sugar in.
Yeah. Well, you get over it.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about sugar.
Yeah.
She and her mate had a slumber party last weekend, and it was really funny. Like her mate, it's one of her best mates. She lives around the corner. She's an only child as well, so the two of them spend a lot of time together.
Okay.
Very close, very cute, and her friend's parents are great as well. So we all get to hang out. But her little mate, just out of the blue, just started saying every time I saw her, it was like, "Can we have a slumber party? Can we have a sleepover? Can we have a sleepover?" And they're both 6, and it's like, so they're at the age where kids can start doing sleepovers, but there's always a bit of a risk because the
Of
kid
course,
wakes up and they
yep.
get scared and whatever.
Yeah.
And her little mate she's like, "Oh, we have a sleepover." And so, I checked with their parents and they were cool with it. And I only slept over at her place before. And so, it made sense that we sort of reciprocate. But I was given this very specific instructions about like what they wanted at their sleepover. And they wanted to watch this and they wanted to have this for dinner. And the one thing they wanted more than anything was to toast marshmallows.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can organise that. So we've got like a little portable fire pit. So got some wood, and so while they're in the bath after dinner, I got the fire going, and then bought these marshmallows. Have you seen these like the mega chunky ones? They're like the size of your fist.
Yeah. They're
And
perfect
so-
for the s'mores and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And I was like, well, that's good because it's safe for a little kid
Yeah.
to put one of them on a
Yeah,
stick.
that's
and-
right. It doesn't have to be too fine.
Don't have to get
motor
too close.
skills.
Yeah, that's right. And so they toasted their first one and ate it, and then they're big though, and then they were like, "Oh, can I have a second one?" And Gemma and I are like, "Oh, it's a lot of sugar just
It's a
before
lot of
bed.
sugar.
All right, can I have one more?" And so they did that, and then they had that one, and they're like, "Can we have one more?" And I'm like, maybe jump on the trampoline for like 10 minutes, and if you still want it." So they did that, got the energy off, and then one more. Okay, so they had one more. Biggest fucking mistake. They were high as a kite,
Yeah.
and then the come down,
No.
like, but just like inconsolable, like the coming off that sugar high and then leveling out, and then like scratching their arms, and just one more, man. Just,
Yeah,
just give me
that's
another
right.
marshmallow.
Every marshmallow, you're going to have a harshmallow.
Yeah, can I have another marshmallow, man? Like, hey, let's give me another marshmallow. I'm good for it.
Just a
I'll do
pink
it.
one, man.
I was
Just a pink one.
I was like, give it to me on tick.
Come on, man.
I'll pay you back. And I was like, no, go to
Buy a
bed.
packet, man. Just give me a couple.
And sure enough, like getting them to bed, they were both like, because the thing is, the sugar then pushes them past their natural sleep cycle.
Yeah.
So they're tired, but powered artificially. And then they both start like crying and being like, and we're trying to calm them down. And her friend, it's an unfamiliar space. And so we're trying to get her settled. And I remember at one point, like, because kids also at that age can also, when they're tired or hungry or whatever, just get really rude. Like they're just demanding and rude. And so they were like, I want, then the curtains are too far apart. Put the curtains closer together. And then can we have the bedside lamp here? And then I'm like, okay. And so I was getting frustrated, and Jem saw that. So she came and was like, just let me take over. You just go watch the cricket or whatever. And so I went back out, and I sort of heard the going on for another like 20 minutes or so. And then I walk in, and Gemma just like throws the bunny light at me, just like you can sort the kids out. I'm like, oh my God. Just finally get them to sleep. And then about 3 a.m, I wake up, and Iona's little friend is like scared the shit out of me standing at the end of the bed. And she's like, I'm scared. And I'm like, oh no. And so I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm scared. And so it's okay. We took her back to her room and put the bunny light on and sat with her and then, sort of till she looked like she's going back to sleep. Then I went back to bed. And then she and Iona were just up after that. Like it was just, no one slept that night. And it was all because of those fucking marshmallows, man. Like it was literally, I'm not one of those anti-sugar parents, but you shouldn't give your kids sugar. You should not give your kids sugar. It's a drug. It's bad for them and it fucks them up. And then they just want more.
Yeah, but also...
By the way, we do a segment called
Crack That Back.
where we eat the sweetest, most sugar-laden,
we're
zero-star.
adults.
Yeah, that's true.
There shouldn't be young people listening to this.
No, they shouldn't.
Under 16 social media ban.
All right. We give that a B.
B.
That's okay, it's fine. I mean, I think it's like you say, it suffered from the company it's had today. If it had been the only one we'd eaten, maybe it would have been a B+. Yeah. But that has been Tofop for this week. Support us on Patreon. That's a great way to show your love for the show. And if you want to see Will, go to comedy.com.au.
That's it.
That's it. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.
I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. I am not an animal. I'm a fucking human being. Motherfucker! How long? Not long. Everyone